Margaret in Windsor, and I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41, and I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, to a pigsty called a farm. And this is me 2 years later in 43. This is Lina Dempsey, who had twins, Carl and Peggy, and she killed them. And the family covered it up until I found out after a campaign I was in and writing a book, trying to get it published, and flown out to Hustler magazine. Larry Flynn had been shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I'm telling you this because his attorney killed, and I was writing about mind control murders done in patterns. And Wayne Williams happened to be one of them at the time, and I've put this on tapes, but they were happening before then, and they've continued, just like the Virginia Tech 33 mass shootings in April the 16th of '07. And the Aurora, Colorado. These are victims, and you're putting them to death. They've been programmed, and they certainly didn't agree to it, just like Timothy McVeigh told you all that the Army put a chip up his rear, and he went to death row for it, and he didn't do it. What I want to do is, I've said this, and I've been made so sick I can't stand up. The inflammation has attacked my legs, my veins, my kidneys, every part of my body. I'm allergic to chemicals. I have an immune disorder, and if in close quarters, especially if it's where I'm living and it's like this, a dump, a real dump, carpet and all, air conditioning, people, all of it. Now, then, I realized I could be unpopular because right at the moment, if this goes up, nobody censored it. To tell the truth is not popular, believe me. I've done nothing but tell the truth. I can't even get it up on a YouTube. I'd have to live my life and spread it out so that everybody could see what the Americans are like. And believe you me, when they've gotten away with murder and killing and they're living good, and I've watched it while I had nothing, and I could use some choice words here, and I'll try to censor them. I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube because I certainly have never lied. There was no misunderstanding in anything. I was there. I felt it. I saw you. Americans, while you did it to me, while you enjoyed the money and the homes and all of it, you stole from me and from the British. And there's no misunderstanding whatsoever. And I want to say this, the Germans helped me stay alive, helped the Brits. Maybe there were a handful of Americans, and that's about it. But it seems that when people become Americanized, they fall into the gimme, gimme, gimme. And if I can get it free, or if I'm not going to have to pay for the crime, by God, I'll commit it. I don't care if you are Victoria II, heir to the British Crown. I mean every word I've said. Nobody could ever bring any justice in this but God himself. So I don't know. I may be left out. She may have won. She's living in my home, my money. I never thought about the crown jewels. And the people from India gave, I've read up on it after then. She's a real nice lady, huh? But she doesn't even, because she doesn't have any reason to complain. She's living off of my help. People loving her for it. But the people from India, the government gave an expensive piece of jewelry to the monarchy. It's part of the crown jewels. But you put me over here in this country, a pauper, beaten to a pulp, and the law doesn't work for me, and hey, you can forget all that. I mean, you know, it's a whole different turnover. People treat you totally different. She came through Virginia in '07 when the mass murders at Tech, where I was up on the Appalachian Trail trying to live here and getting run from there, and you should try it sometime. It was hell. And people loved her. She went up, they paid her. She made a speech in the capital state of Virginia. She went on up to, and she had Ronald Reagan and all of them in Buckingham Palace. You know, I can't believe that people, if they saw the background of what has been done to me, this woman totally knew. My father's Edward the Eighth, and he was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor. This is Georgia O'Keefe, my aunt, the artist, her baby sister. Uh, it was a forced addendum. He never married Wallace Simpson. I put this up over and over. She married a double. And when you can get away with destroying my father and mother in the total lie, and me and my sons who are heirs to the crown, and by the way, I'm going to cut it short right here. I put all this up. I'm on Facebook. I know it's been hacked, but there's a Britain First. What's left of the British people. I know this is not popular for me to say, and I may never get to go home. Not the British people and the Germans are the one that saved me. I've had a gut full of the Americans, and I know this won't be popular to say. You don't tell the truth. But you better believe Britain first. And then Germany helped me. I want to pay back according to the crimes committed and who helped. And I'll say it again, and people can do what they want to with this video. I don't know if I get handcuffed tomorrow or what in this great land of the free and home of the brave. A bunch of bull. But I said it and I mean it. They're cold-blooded killers, just about every one of them. And they found all this hell that they've done to me funny. And no, there was no misunderstanding on my part. I understand you loud and clear.